mind of the avatar first, where you give them a backstory, you write a narrative, you connect with your data sources, your knowledge, you give them a voice. They have the ability to speak of different languages, different voices, connect with your favorite large language model, and then effectively you craft the mind of the avatar, the mind of the character. And once the mind is crafted, today how people use it is you take it to your game engine projects, in your Unity, Unreal projects, where you integrate it with your existing assets, your existing digital twin environments. One of the challenges we see today is that these require, not only is it technical heavy, but also requires that you run it on a heavy GPU. So our, by the way, we also have the ability to give them, bring it into your 3D assets and engines through our plugins, where we are highest rated across both Unreal and Unity. We got a shout out from Jensen about a couple of years ago, and we're super grateful for that, where we did a demo together using one of our plugins, and we created this demo that was super popular and viral. And it showed how you can have very realistic conversational experience. As I was saying, you can use it today. It's one of the highest rated GenAI tool across Unreal, Unity, and 3JS platforms for bringing your virtual environments with conversational AI abilities. So what we are going to see today is we have like 4 or 5 announcements to make. And one of them, the first thing, is the leveraging agentic architecture. So with the agentic architecture, it is leveraging the power of reasoning models. A couple of years ago, when ChatGPT took off, everything was one-shot generation, right? Where you were effectively doing asking a question, getting a conversation. But now you do things like deep research. You see that when you're asking a question, it is taking a little bit while and then giving you a large response, right? The ability, the unlock for 3D AI, embodied AI characters is at a whole another level. It's a step change of things that these characters can do that were not possible before. So I'm going to talk about the unlocks that happen with integrating such reasoning mind. So first thing, the characters can now be listening all the time, right? While they are able to still have real-time responses. So they are thinking in the background mind, but still having a real-time response. They are seeing the world all the time. They're processing everything all the time, even if there is nobody to prompt them a certain thing, right? So they can be proactive rather than reactive. Same thing with listening to audio, listening to a lot of people, but deciding when to respond and when not to respond. And then there are many other abilities like long-term memory and animation generation and selection and various other things. So the new architecture that we have just come up with, it effectively allows for all of the inputs, right? The reactive mind that you see here is your one-shot generation response, where you get input, whether it's audio, video, scene metadata, all of that, the character is able to respond to it reflexively. Think of the reactive mind as like your animal mind, your reactive mind. But that initiates, when it matters, the chain of thought reasoning mind. So it can think for longer while being able to be proactive, while being able to be a real-time response. And it also able to connect with like external services as well as have like inner inspirations or proactivity triggers in a way. And we are also solving the problem of the rendering problem today, where by doing the cloud rendering, instead of you having to run these high-fidelity simulations on your computer. So the first thing that we're going to talk about on that front is Avatar Studio. So you run everything on the browser, where you can choose from hundreds of available avatars or craft your own avatar, upload your own avatar. You can design the interface, give your characters the proactive ability, the agentic ability, and then once you're ready, you can publish it with a unique URL and then embed it on your own devices, on your own applications and websites and such. So this effectively solves the problem of you having to know about game engines and integrations and being technical. It makes it a no-code tool, very easy to craft. Effectively, in 5 minutes, you can have your very high-fidelity embodied virtual human with your company intelligence and knowledge. And then you can also integrate it with your own applications and websites. The second thing, so that was the 2D video call-like conversation and ability. Now you're going to see a full simulation ability that we are launching. It's also a full no-code tool. So we had your avatar created. Now we are going to go to a simulation. Let's say we go to a restaurant environment. It loads on your browser. We drop that character that we created. And then we can go and then just simply interact with that character. We ask that character, hey, how are you doing? Can you please follow me? And it says, sure, let me follow you. So it is not able to just have a full voice-based conversation, but it can also carry out actions, move around the 3D world, et cetera. So effectively think of it a learning training scenario where I am the supervisor. I'm kind of teaching her how to do a certain thing or asking her different questions about it. So then what we will do is ask her, hey, can you pour me a drink? So let's see if she's able to do that. She's not able to perform that. Why? Primarily because she doesn't have the animation needed to do that drink pouring action, right? So actually, that is one of the biggest challenges of 3D content creation, is that you may get your 3D assets and avatars, but how do you get them to perform the very custom specific action that you need, the animation that you need? So we are solving that today by launching this tool called XR Animation Capture App. It is already live on the Meta Quest store. So one of the best things about XR headsets, especially leveraging OpenXR, is that they have a great precision with hand tracking and body tracking, especially upper body tracking, where if you are able to, what you can now do is effectively teach the AI character how to perform a specific action. So let's say it's about the drink pouring action that the character was not able to do, right? So what we can do is go into this environment and pour that specific drink and see. And then what we can do is once that's done, we save that animation and then apply that animation to that avatar and then see if she's able to do it. Now she's able to perform the same animation that we just did ourselves. And then when we ask them, hey, can you pour me a drink, she's able to do it now, right? So that's the whole end-to-end flow, fixing all of those problems, right? The other use cases that we see of a fully browser-rendered digital twin scenario, so imagine you have a full 3D environment, right? Usually you require your GPU computer to run that. You have uploaded it here. You have dropped your avatar, and now you're making them a tour guide. You're giving them different points in the scene that you want them to take the end user, right? You're dropping these points in the environment, and when you run it, she's welcoming you to the experience, and then she's taking you step by step to the locations. And you're able to ask them different questions that, how do I use this certain device, or what is this used for, and various other things. She's able to pull those knowledge from their knowledge bank and give you those answers, right? So effectively having a full 3D environment tour guide character. So leveraging all of those things, I'm going to show a brief use case of how we worked with NASA through our partner, Buendia. And we leveraged, basically the NASA team is trying to train their astronauts who are going to go to the moon as well as Mars on a digital twin simulation of the moon and Mars scenario. So they need to perform various tasks like go repair the power station or collect rock samples and things like that. So you need to, if you practice them, and they have a very tight timeline of when they go out of the ship and perform all of those activities before they need to come back. So they practice all of those scenarios in simulation, and the AI kind of guides them, gives them new information, gives them challenges, et cetera. So let's see this environment that we have created along with Buendia and NASA. So basically, these are fully AI-supported. It's a disembodied AI, so it's like your Jarvis for Iron Man. It's able to give you goals and objectives. You go, it tells you how to do a certain thing, what are the next steps that you need to perform, should you solve this one or the other one. The AI, with agentic ability, the AI is seeing at every second that the player is seeing. So everything that you are seeing, the AI is able to see and give you answers. It also simulates other crew members that you can interface with in a multiplayer-like scenario. And it is able to not only just have your vision-based AI system, but also give you, be your AI guide and learner. So those were some of those use cases that we see, including vision, always-on ability, and all of those that we saw was running on the browser and can run on the browser, as well as your WebXR tools. So as I was saying, that the player, what we will see is this is a Quest 3 environment. We are loading the pixel stream environment inside the browser, and then what we will see is that once it loads the environment, we are able to effectively teleport inside the environment and run the experience. So as you can see that the experience is really heavy, but relatively loads pretty fast, even in the browser. So what we do is we see that 3D simulation environment here, but we can go to the entire WebXR environment, and we are effectively going full 3D as if it's running on your XR headset. Right now, you are able to ask different questions, interface with different activities, et cetera, all running pixel stream on the browser. Here, I think that they are going to ask the AI agent, that rover is also powered by AI. So you can say, hey, can you follow me? Or can you do that certain thing? Or et cetera, and it's able to perform those abilities, and it's able to kind of have this whole conversational ability with you. So, and it can also initiate the training procedure, switch procedure that you want to take, effectively acting like an onboarding guide, et cetera. And so that's one part. This is another one in the same restaurant scene where we are able to ask the user I'm not sure it has the audio connected or not, but effectively it's asking hey, which drink should I use and what drink will mix in what way and things like that. The vision-based ability, basically. And it is able to give the answers based on which one they should perform or mix and things like that. So that's one part of it. Basically having a full conversation with the character, which the audio is not coming through, but that's what it is. The other agentic abilities, because each character is thinking all the time, they are processing all of their sensory inputs all the time, they are effectively having their own dedicated mind and process. So therefore, if there is a lot of people, or a lot of people and a lot of AI characters in a scene, effectively, not everybody is speaking in that group discussion situation, but everybody is kind of listening and processing what the other person is saying, and effectively deciding should they speak up or not speak up. So we had this more like a gamified simulation environment, which is more like a social deduction environment, where what we see is that one character is speaking. The audio is muted on this one. But we see that every character is effectively having their inner monologue, right? They are thinking that, oh, that person is speaking this thing. What should I do next, right? Should I speak up? Should I say, et cetera? And then other characters can take turns in saying that, oh, we need to do this, et cetera, et cetera. The character still remains quiet, but is having his inner monologue and thinking, when should I say and when should I not say? So effectively, each character is having their own inner monologue, own processing, because they're processing all of the inputs of the other character, right? So that's one part of it. The other part of it, which I just showed you how you can add one action, one animation to your character to perform a certain thing. Imagine you have a library of hundreds or thousands of animations to choose from, right? And you're populating your 3D environment with lots of different characters. Now, you will have to give them the full sequence of how they will move about, which animation they will choose, and effectively simulating, like conversational, intelligent characters is a hard problem. So with agentic ability, what will happen is that these characters can choose which animation to perform based on where they're at, right? So if they are near the stage, they can take a seat. If they're behind, they can stand. Or if they're outside, they will move around and things like that. They will decide which animation to do based on where they are at, or even what their role is, right? Based on a certain role in a certain scene, your animation choice will change. So the characters are able to do those kind of animations. So this is a museum scene with characters deciding which way to walk, where to stand, and all of these are processed based on their automatic thinking process. So all you have to do is drop the characters in the environment and effectively give them the option to choose which characters, what they will do. So some characters may talk with each other, some characters may move around, and things like that. So effectively giving you the ability in the simulation to create these crowd simulations in a very natural manner. That's it. That's a lot, I believe. But I would love for you to try out our platform and check out all of these new agentic abilities. Some are in closed beta, but we would love to give you early access to anybody who's interested. So thank you so much. And do we have time for questions? OK. So there is some time, I think, for questions as well.
Oh, I think there was an interest in taking some questions. If anyone from the audience would like to ask Convai. Let me go over here.
Thank you. I just didn't know, is the interface natural language interface or is it text?
Oh, yeah, it's both. So you can talk to the characters with both voice, like speak to them with voice, they will respond back with voice, but you can also type if you so choose. So it's both, effectively.
Another question over there? Okay, let me just hustle over through here.
Hey, great talk. Thank you very much. If you already have something built in like Unity, now you want to add some dudes in there that are going to react and respond. Can you do that with this tool?
Yeah, so what I showed you was the no-code release of our tools, but the existing things that we have, which is the Unity plugins and Unreal plugins. So in your case, you would just, because you already have a pre-built environment and like your application in Unity is already built out, all you need to do is take our Unity plugin, integrate it, create characters, the character minds effectively, and integrate them with your avatars and with your scene. So you don't need to upload them in the pixel stream tool because effectively you are running it natively probably on the devices. So in those cases where you already have an application built out and you're already running in a certain device, you can just simply use our plugins and integrations. And all of those characters would, like all the abilities that we showed here are available both in our no-code tools as well as in our pro-code tools or SDKs and plugins.
Are you investigating things like 4D Gaussian splats to eliminate the need for pixel streaming, thus reducing cost?
That's a great question. So we don't exactly focus much on asset generation or world generation. However, what we allow for is that you can integrate our tech with any level of assets or environments. So in your case, let's say where you are scanning a 3D environment and you're using Gaussian splat to create your digital twin effectively, you can integrate these AI characters inside those, if you so choose, if you are in a 3.js or Unity or Unreal environment, or you can upload the entire Gaussian splat to the pixel stream interface, because we have a full uploader tool for bringing your digital twins inside the pixel stream environment. So you can do both ways.
Great, we've got one more question here.
Yeah, can these be used in mixed reality?
Absolutely. So we already have integrations for mixed reality, where now, thanks to Meta, they have opened up their full pass-through abilities as well. So before we had to use the 3D metadata effectively, but now the characters can see full pass-through, and you will effectively see that, oh, there are a few characters sitting in the chairs here, but they're not actually there, but I can see them through my glasses, and I can talk to them as well. So that's also possible, and we have demos in our documentation for how to achieve that.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Purnendu, and he'll be available, I think, right after to speak.
Yes, absolutely, and we also have a booth downstairs for Convai. Please do come by, and we'd love to chat more. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. We'll be back soon.